Greetings of love, everyone, and welcome back to the I Am Octave with the true selves of Mikala and Chris Martin, also known as Stacy and Pablo Martin, for a segment we've entitled Afterthoughts with me, psychic medium Mikala Martin, on this April 20th, 2026. If you've not seen the last Afterthought episode, you can do that under the playlist now. The playlist is entitled Afterthoughts with Mikala Martin. Every time we do an afterthought episode, it will be under that playlist for you. Nicely organized with divine love. So this afterthought episode or teaching, not episode, is going to be further elaboration on what my husband, Pablo, in his true self form, was speaking about earlier. And that is soul energy consciousness is what he titled it, or the purpose of tapping in and how tapping in works, as Yeshua, my husband, and myself and other members of the Ananda family have talked about this over and over and over repeatedly, as discernment is key at this time. So this is why we say take what resonates and leave the rest. What resonates with you as truth, take it within the heart and leave the rest. Like all of you, Mikala Martin, had to go back and listen to what my husband was saying in his teaching for all of you, because when he is in the body, I go home to be with our children or wherever I'm needed to go, and my husband can do his thing from his true self point of view, his Pablo form, if that makes sense, love. So I am completely unaware of what is going on or what is being said or done until getting back into the body, listening to it on playback, and hearing it for the first time, like all of you. Having said this, my husband made it very clear, just as Yeshua has made it clear, and I, Mikala Martin, have made it very clear, and the rest of our Ananda family is very, very clear. Unauthorized tapping into is not allowed. The only ones that override this authority is the dark ones. They do so because they feed on the power of fear and duality and distortion and programming. So when you perceive from fear and you're in fear, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, you feed them energy. You give them power. This is why we, Mikala and Chris, or aka Stacy and Pablo, do not feed into the third density duality. Yes, we have a costume that is for the public to see as the body. Yes, we're in a feminine and masculine form. Yes, we're each other's twin flame. Yes, we're husband and wife. Yes, we're equal to you. We see all of you as our brothers and sisters. We're no higher and above you. And when we are in our true forms, our angelic forms, there is no difference. We don't see everything with labels. We see everything through the lens of Christ consciousness, which is love. It's only in your third density duality perception that labels are created. And your language barriers are created because the dark ones and the beings that wanted control wanted to create more anger and pain and separation. But in your upcoming fifth density of consciousness, where beautiful Mother Tara is heading, everyone will get their abilities back, their telekinesis, their ability for clairaudience, clairvoyant, clairsentient, claircognizant, and their telepathic communication, as it was before the fall of Atlantis. And yes, my husband, Chris, and I were there in Atlantis multiple times. We cannot say who we are in other expressions, but we can say in divine time, all shall be unveiled. We have helped many civilizations together as a couple and together as one unified soul. Sometimes we would incarnate together and other times we wouldn't. It just depended on divine free will. But our mission as husband and wife has always stayed the same. The mission of unconditional love that is Father, Mother, I Am, Prime Source Creator, within and around all things. As Yeshua himself said, let thy will be done, and thy will is but love. It is that simple. So diving into what my husband Pablo spoke about, which he titled Soul Energy Consciousness. Yes, we are all connected on a soul level. We are all essences of Father, Mother, God, Creator. The feminine is the mother aspect, the love, the nurturer, the giver, the peace, the compassionate. The father part of I Am is the provider, the sustainer, the protector, the helper. And again, Father, Mother, God, Creator, Prime Source Creator, or Soul Energy Consciousness is not a gender, it is a energy. It is an energy of unconditional love that is ongoing or expanding. But you, as a creative soul, are a fractal of the one source. This is why Chris and I have said, it is not us doing the teachings, but Prime Source Creator I Am within us doing the teaching for you in the familiar tone that you're used to. If that makes sense, loves. It is not you experiencing your life, but Father, Mother, God, Creator. All souls have personalities, egos, perception, belief, programming, third density duality distortions. That is the part of you that is your third dimensional being. But as Pablo and I have said, you are a multidimensional faceted being. You can perceive it as a diamond in the rough. There are multifaceted diamonds that shine off light when it's reflected in the right way. You are a diamond in the rough of duality. You are a precious, conscious being. You are an aspect of God that is moving, breathing, experiencing polarities of different nature. Whether you're in the feminine or masculine form, it doesn't matter. What Father, Mother, God, Creator, some may call it Great Spirit, Holy Spirit, white light, Adonai, which is the Egyptian way that I, Stacy, Mikala, always refer to it. And my husband refers to it as soul energy consciousness. We're all connected to the one tapestry of divine love. But it's what we do with our free will choice that was given by Father, Mother, God, Creator in His purest form. That's what makes it perceive otherwise. There is no separation in love. There is no division in love. All one should see in Christ consciousness is love in all things, around all things, in itself is love. If that makes sense, loves. So when you are tapping into a soul frequency of an aspect of your friend or a relative or a family member or someone from your biblical times or someone that you may never heard of before, a soul has to give permission either physically or on a soul deep level to have the being that is tapping into them to give them permission to access their knowledge and wisdom, if that makes sense, loves. So therefore, if the soul doesn't give permission either physically or on a soul deep level, and does not give permission to do so, these beings that are able to shapeshift and make them look like Yeshua or his beloved parents, Miriam and Yosef, or his beloved wife, Miriam and Magdala, or even my husband and myself, or any other member of our family. The only person that we give permission to, that Chris and I give permission to tap into each other, is each other. Unless given specific instructions. And why we do this as a couple is because we're the same energy flowing through two bodies at the same time. We're two halves of the same soul, but there is no split, there's no half. Part of me that you know as Stacy is in a masculine form, known as Chris or Pablo. The other part of me is the feminine side, you know as Mikala. Seeing, experiencing, moving as one unified soul. There is no split. So what my husband may feel, I feel. What he feels, I feel. And vice versa. Which we will dive deeper into that whole thing later. How merging and integration works at a later date. We're all connected on a soul level. There is no separation. If that makes sense, loves. There are twin flames and soulmates, which Pablo and I will speak about in future upcoming teachings, the difference. Because soulmates can range from your friends, your colleague, your person you just met, versus the twin flame has the same soul signature frequency energy, which we will get into later. But when you do not have permission to tap into the frequency of the soul essence, you do not have permission to access their inherent knowledge from many incarnations past or otherwise. How then does the Dark Ones get around this? The Dark Ones like to break the law. Plain and simple. They like to not follow the rules given by Prime Source Creator. If any of you, brothers and sisters, here at the I Am Collective have read the book Law of One, you will understand what we're speaking about. But not to worry, we're going to cover those subjects as well. We have multiple subjects that we're going to cover for you here at the I Am Octave. So if you've not read it, it's okay. We're going to cover all that and then some. Every soul on your planet, physical or non-physical, has divine free will. They have choice, which we will get into in a later teaching as well. So that's the whole teaching in itself. But for this afterthought teaching with me, medium Mikala Martin, aka Stacy Martin, when you do not have authority, you are tampering with the energy, or the auric field, as my husband called it, robbing them of their own free will, and thereby choice and discernment. But the Dark Ones can override authority, because they don't give a crap. Honestly, they do not give a crap. They want every being of light and love out of here. That's what they want. And they can do their little holographic image and be a trickster to those in the spiritual community that use the term channeling, which my husband Pablo and I will speak about that in an upcoming teaching when we have time. Because channeling is not to be feared. Because many upon the collective have said, for many millennia, have said, channeling is the work of the devil. What you do is the work of the devil. And that is only a perception of duality. Because the collective doesn't understand how to do it the right way. How to use their own discernment. How to set boundaries and limitations and let go of your egos and your fears. That is why the perceptions and projections are placed upon us and our family. What you perceive, you project outward, as Yeshua himself said. If that makes sense, loves. So what the Dark Ones will do, a lot of times, is they'll tell you a little bit of truth, but when it comes across, it'll come across as fear-based. Or they'll tell you a sliver of fear, and the rest will be light, love, but it's never light, love all the time. It'll be light, love one time, and then it'll be fear. And your energy, or your auric field, as my husband Pablo called it, will be attuned to that. We want you to do a little exercise with us. We want you to close your eyes. If you're driving, don't do this. But if you're sitting at home or laying at home on your sofa or bed, you can do this. This is only going to take about 5 or 10 minutes to do. But here's a little exercise for all of you. First, we want all of you to be aware of your surroundings. Make sure the body's comfortable. Make sure you're not going to be disturbed for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And take a few deep breaths. Hold for 8, exhale for 4. And when you're doing this, we want you to be aware of the body, how it feels right now as you're taking deep breaths. Does it feel tension? Does it feel stressed? Does it feel worried? Whatever it may feel, let it arise. Let it come up. Then, close your eyes gently. Relax the body, your shoulders back. Relax the body and close your eyes gently. And if you're sitting up, you can do this. Sorry, loves, modern technology. But if you're sitting up, you can do this if you want to. And if you're laying down, you can do this. Take a deep breath. And we want you to think about something that is made you sad or upset or in fear and restrict. It could be the physical demise of someone. It could be where you felt in danger. It could be where you felt unsettled at times. It could be where you felt uneasy about a certain situation or someone. It could be where something made you have questionable tendencies. And as you think about this, whatever the subject may be, we want you to be aware of the body. We want you to feel how the body is restrictive. If you think about these things, or if you hear someone say, you're going to die in the next 2 years, anything of fear is not love. And the things that come from the Ananda family are love. Pure 1000% love. Never fear. Fear is of the ego and third density mind duality consciousness. It is not soul energy consciousness. That is divine love. But we want you to feel how the mind, body, and spirit will tense up. It could be anger, it could be anything. Then, once you deeply feel it, we want you to take another deep breath and release it. As you think about something that is love, that is beautiful, that brings you peace, tranquility, and openness, like your children or your grandchildren or your spouse or going somewhere with your friends or doing something that you love to do. Automatically, in the body, you will see the muscles that are tense loosen up and let go. That is your discernment at work. You can also do what is called muscle testing that Kimberly has taught all of you over on her Spiritual Growth Journeys channel. If that makes sense. If you want to follow Kimberly, you may do that as well. But again, use your own discernment when listening or watching any member of the Ananda family, including my husband and myself, Stacy. We're not from the ego when we're speaking from the heart or our true self, our God, Goddess power. We're no different than you. We see everyone as equal to another. Do we have wisdom and knowledge? Yes, but so too do you. You have different wisdom and knowledge. Then it's just your signature. Your wisdom and knowledge will come from the source that is within you and your own personal experiences and your own beliefs and your own structure. But when you're in your true form, you let go of the filters, programming, perception, ego, distortion, pain, illusion, distractions, chaos, third density duality consciousness, because by that point, you guys don't care about what's going on in your outer world. What you care about is within. Because as Yeshua and my husband and myself and the rest of our Nanda family have said, your world is created from your inner world, not your outer world. So the world that you see with your two physical eyes are a reflection of your inner world. It's what you need to cleanse and clear, or maybe face head on so you can transcend it and transmute it. Who knows? Every being that comes into your life, you have made a soul contract with, whether it be parents, friends, grandchildren, children, whatever it may be, for any length of time in duality. They're here to teach you, and you teach them a lesson. Whatever that lesson may be, only the soul will know. When you're not in your egoic third density duality perception, you begin to perceive through the eyes of Christ, at the eyes of Christ. And we're not talking about through the eyes of Yeshua, at the eyes of Yeshua. We're talking about Christ consciousness, the awakening of I am, Father, Mother, Adonai within you, Prime Source Creator, that knows and does all things through you. It is not one specific soul, but all of you have the potential to be Christ. Are all of you Christ? No. All of you have the innate potential to be Christ when you let go of your perceptions and your third density duality consciousness and your distortion and your programming and duality and pain and suffering, programming, revenge, evil, bitterness, hurt. When you let go of all that and become your God, Goddess power and form, all you will see and want to see is that of divine love. Because what is imperfect, as I, Stacy, have said, in my true form, is the beliefs, the programming, duality, distortion, perception, ego, illusion. What is perfect of you is the soul essence, your God, Goddess power. So when you are tapping into soul energy consciousness of this particular being, of your friends or your relatives or your biblical figures or beings from ancient past, unless the soul has given permission, either verbally by mouth, as my husband said, or by your true self perspective. This cannot be done. So what the dark ones will do is they will mock you. Like if they've heard this particular soul say something positive to the one they've given permission to, the dark ones will go around and create this story to give to others that are channeling. They'll piece it together and say, I'm Yeshua, or I'm Jesus, or I'm Miriam Magdala, or Moses, or I'm Enoch, or I'm Mikala and Chris. No, they're not. They're a deceiving being that is masquerading as a gray or dark entity. If that makes sense, loves. And you will know because the first word out of their mouth will be something of fear. It'll be something along the lines of, this message is not to promote fear, but only to alert you or only to advise you. When they're already speaking about fear right off the bat, it's not the person you think, but a deceiver. Because the beings that are being quote-unquote channeled now are being deceived by dark ones claiming to be them. If that makes sense. So therefore, your discernment is key. This is why that little exercise that we just taught you is key. There's a saying that goes, if it's too good to be true, it's not meant to be, and it's too good to be true. Walk away from it. Or as Yeshua himself said, be aware of false prophets, for they come in sheep's clothing. They come in all forms, shapes, and sizes. But it's up to you, as a consciousness soul, to discern what is true for you. They might be 10% love, and you may take that 10% with you and leave the rest. If that makes sense. So therefore, Pablo and I cannot stress enough discernment, discernment, discernment. Or as he said, your God compass, your God's compass is key. Love always guides you. Love never fails. It always tells you and shows you the truth. Get out of your head and into the heart. The heart never lies. It is, as Yeshua himself said, the perception of man that creates this distortion, illusion, pain, suffering, revenge, evil, darkness. Because they are in fear. And what does fear do? Fear enhances the power of the dark ones. We are trying to take down the dark ones, not ignite the fire under them, but ignite the fire of love under every single being of divine love. If that makes sense, loves. So therefore, your discernment is key. This is why a lot in the spiritual community, personally, me and Mikala Martin do not resonate with. Yes, there's some truth in the spiritual community, but not all of it's true. So what is true for us may not be true for you. There is nothing but love, no judgment. As I say, you do you and we'll do us. And if what we're saying resonates with you and you want to support the mission, you can go to Yeshua's website, ChristPhoenixRisingAcademy.com, and go to the Support the Mission tab, or you can share us with open-minded and open-hearted brothers and sisters that are the awakened souls that need to hear this advanced truth by the word of mouth. And you can share us on your platforms if you wish. There are many ways to support us in this mission. The more you awaken, the better off we are and you are as our equals. If that makes sense. Do not rely on external sources, but the internal source within you. The I Am octave, Father, Mother, God, Creator. You can call it unconditional love, great white light, great spirit, I am Yahweh, Adonai, all that is. It doesn't matter what you label it, because labels are a third density duality, created so that the mind can have something to wrap its head around. Some of you may call it Allah. It doesn't matter what you call it, as long as your intentions are pure when you're connecting with your God, Goddess power. There is no external God outside of you. Back in Atlantean times, some of us in this family Not going to mention the names, but some of us in the Ananda family were known as gods and goddesses. We are no different than any of you. We're your brothers and sisters. We're not deities apart from you. We were perceived that way to our people because they wanted to create a division. But there is only one universal creator, that is, I am. We're your equals, and that is plain and simple. So it's up to you how you want to categorize things, how you want to perceive and move forward in your duality. Do you want to perceive from fear, limitation, beliefs, programming, illusion, distortion, and distraction? Or do you want to perceive from the I am octave? Your I am God, Goddess power that has been dormant for many millennia due to the Dark Ones tampering with your DNA and your beliefs and your programs and your illusions and those around you. The choice is yours. The call is up to you. We're not going to tell you what to do with any and all information that is given here at the I Am Octave or over on the Academy channel of Yeshua's. But we will say simply to take what resonates and leave the rest. There is no uniqueness. There is no specialness. What is unique is your divine blueprint. What your mission is might be different from what our mission is, but the one true mission of all created beings is to return to love. How you get there through your perceptions, filters, beliefs, programming, and duality consciousness is up to you. That is what you're going through now at this time. There is only unity in Christ consciousness, divine love, divine sovereignty. As more will arise upon your planet, as far as your chaos, unveiling of truth, and deception, do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. For what is fear must arise and come up to be transcended into the light of God, Goddess, power, that is love. I am psychic medium Mikala Martin, aka Stacy Martin. We bid you greetings of infinite love, as that is what you are. We serve as infinite reminders of truth within you. Father, Mother, God, Creator. As indeed all is one and one is all. We are as you are, brothers and sisters of light divine. And so indeed it is. And so indeed it is. You are loved. You are divine. And you are beautiful, created beings. That is, I am. And so indeed it is.